Morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are, Roger. And I'm not sure I could say good before that because the world is just so crazy right now that it's stopping all the sports. The cricket can't be played in IPL or
I
PSL,
know.
and the neighbors are fighting against each other and creating problems for us.
I know. Yeah, good morning, everyone. And crazy world. I mean, it's impacting sports in a big way because cricket is huge on that continent and it's shut down for at least a week.
Yes, at least, and maybe more because they're saying that it depends on the mood of the country whether or not they will continue.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
from the news that I've been watching last night, it seemed to be escalating the fighting.
Yeah, I'm not optimistic that cricket is going to start anytime soon.
No, I'm not as optimistic about that. And the thing about it, though, people take advantage of these things, and there's so much memes, as they call them, on. Because someone put up something today, and it's just trending that England has agreed to allow the IPL to finish in England, and the UAE says no to PSL. But I mean, I don't think that's the truth. But I know Pakistan was they were exploring the possibility of playing the PSL
UAE.
in the UAE, but then they
Yeah.
went against that and said the players' mental state is more important. So that's
So
not going to
true. So
happen.
true. And there's a lot of West Indians over there. So, I mean, I'm concerned for their security and safety as well.
West Indies Cricket Board put out a statement saying that they are working with the boards to make sure of the safety of their players. But I think they need to do more than that and do like the other countries and get them out of there.
Oh,
So
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
so
Yeah, this is not what is happening over there. It's, as you say, it's escalating, but I think it's going to blow up, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere near there if I was a cricketer.
no, no, I wouldn't want to be. I would want to get out as soon as possible. And there was one of the games that had to be stopped because the lights went off. It was close to where the Kashmir area, and the lights had to come.
Yeah.
Had came off. So there's a lot happening there. But we will talk a bit more about the cricket and see where we're going with it. What's going to happen in
Yeah.
the IPL, the PSL, and talk about other cricket as well. But as usual, as first, we like to talk about other sports that are happening, and I guess we first could start with hockey. What's happening with our Leafs? They're doing well.
Well, after the first two games, I think people started to get ready for that parade.
Yeah, I think so. And a tight one last night too. Lost in overtime 5-4, heartbreaker. But
You know what?
sure
I
they'll
love the
look to
fight that
bounce
they're
back.
showing there. I think for the first time in years, they're fighting to the end, and they fought back and got 4-4 in the third period there. So I am really happy with what I see. Yeah, I would have loved for them to have won, but if they show up again next game and get one victory over there, I think we're good because personally, the truth is, if they beat Florida, they have a chance to go all the way.
Yeah, that's so true. And yeah, I was hoping that they could win that game. And as you said, if they win that game, they have a very good chance of going all the way. They can get it. Most fans are now saying it's gonna be Leafs in five, but the fans will always say that because they expect they'll win the next game and then finish it off at home. But it's not gonna be that easy.
Not that Florida is no joke, man, and they're a fighting team as well. But I think the Leafs were built to beat them, so I'm fairly
Hmm.
confident that we're going to find a way to beat them. And at the end of the day, if there's a game seven, it's going to be in Toronto.
That should be great, and let's hope that the Leafs can win and go all the way. I mean, as we have said in the past, it's been a lot of years, so we want to see that win. We want to see some championship coming to Toronto. So it's
Sure.
been too long. It's almost
1967.
it's
That's what
almost
we're talking
60 years,
about.
67.
A
Yeah,
long,
almost
long,
60
long time
years.
ago. Long time
Yeah,
ago,
so
England.
it's a long time ago. Yeah, we need to see some wins, and we'll keep rooting for our Leafs and hope tomorrow night they can get the job done. And
Yep,
and the fans
yep.
will, I'm sure, be downtown again, and
Oh
hope
yeah,
that
oh yeah.
sun.
It's gonna be fun. You can't get a standing spot down there.
No, it's crazy. The Leaf made, and it's real this time. The people are just excited, and the belief is there. So
It is. It
It's
is. The
it's
belief is there with the actual team and with the fans.
mhm,
So it may be a good combination to take them all the way this year.
very much so. So we'll keep an eye on that and see how those go.
But the
Other
other Canadian
series,
teams are also
Jets
doing
and
well.
Stars, they tied up 1-1.
On
Mm-hmm.
on, yeah. So the Jets are
Yes,
going
the
and the Edmonton
Oilers
Oilers are going.
and yes, Edmonton up 2-0, right?
There you go.
Yeah, so
The
it's good,
Canadians
and
are doing well.
Hurricanes, Canadian teams are doing well. Yeah, so
Yeah.
let's hope that they keep doing that, and one of them will get to the finals, and one of them
Yeah.
will raise the Stanley Cup. But I'd prefer to see that parade on University Avenue.
Yeah, I'd probably go just take pictures.
Yes, for sure. It'll be great. Okay, we'll move on to the NBA. Any surprises in the NBA? Because the
Oh,
home
that's
team
more,
seem
more
to
than surprise. This is some shocks.
shocks, yeah, because their away team seem to be winning all the all the
Oh
games.
my God. I watched those Boston New York games and my word, that is, I don't even know how to put it into words. New York is
Yeah,
doing something
it's,
special. They're doing something special.
they are
And Boston
surprising
are
me
champs.
actually.
Is that?
No, so they're surprising me actually because I expect
Well, I know it would
Boston
have
to
been
win the
tough, but I
series.
didn't expect them to win both on the road. So,
Yeah,
but I think Boston as champs are going to find a way to win the series. But from what I see, it's not going to be easy. The champs may go out in this round, and it will be a shock. But it's going to be a very, very tight game this evening in New York.
yes, it's going to be a very tough game tonight for sure. And I believe that New York have the belief, so I think it's not
Oh
going to be
yeah,
easy for Boston to come back. It's going
I
to be
know.
tough for them, but
The way New York, the way New York came from 20 down and win a game, that puts
yeah, that
as
was
much belief as
incredible.
you need.
Yeah, that's as much as you believe for sure. So that's a great series. And what about the Warriors and Timberwolves?
You know what? I thought the Warriors would have been taking it, but they found a way to take out Steph Curry. And without him there,
Yeah,
it's going to be very difficult for the Warriors to do this.
yeah, that's true. It's going to be difficult for them without Steph. And the other Western Conference game with Nuggets and Thunder. Yeah,
That's
they
another
won
one that
all in
is
that series.
very 2-1. Denver beat
2-1,
them
is
last
it?
night. Denver beat
Oh,
them
yes,
last
they
night in
did. Yes.
overtime.
Yes, it's
So that is
2-1.
a big
Yes.
surprise because, the Thunder is the number one team in the league, and Shai is scoring all these points, and
Hmm.
Denver's found a way to go up 2-1.
Yeah, they have. They actually won. Yes, they found a way, and it wasn't that close either. It was an
No, they won in
overtime, but in the
overtime.
overtime, went to overtime, but it wasn't close in the
Yeah, but
overtime.
it wasn't close.
Yeah,
Overtime.
yeah,
That's a
but it
shocker
did
to
go to
many,
overtime.
many, many people. Many people.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And the Eastern, back to the Eastern, Cavaliers and Pacers, a big surprise there too. Pacers leading 2-1.
You know what? I haven't been a huge fan of the Cleveland Cavaliers, but
Hmm.
I've been watching some of the games in the playoffs here, and I can see why they're rated so well. And they played without three of their top guys, and that allowed Indiana to go up on them. And the three guys were back last night, and they were convincing winners. So interesting time for that series. I think usually this is just one of my beliefs. The team that wins game three usually goes on to win the series. And
Win the
I think they
series,
have a good
okay.
shot overall, Indiana, but it's going to be tight.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, I believe. But I think Cavaliers will come through. As you said, the three players who are out back, and you can see the difference that they've made
Yeah,
already. So I
yeah,
think that
yeah.
you will see Cavaliers winning that series. So we will keep an eye on those NBA games and see what happens and where they go. But we'll keep you posted and see if the teams that we expect to win will come out on top. So
Well, you know what? To tell the truth, how it is now, my expectations are anybody can win. It's not.
anybody
I
can
don't think
win.
there's any favorites anymore.
No, they're not. Definitely, it's sports is different. As long as players really want it and they work hard, then you can't tell who are the favorites and who are not the favorites anymore, as you said.
So,
Yeah.
who brings it on
So
today?
yes, it's who wants it on the day for sure. So you're listening to the Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio, the England Roger Sports Hour, and Roger. I don't know if you've been following any tennis recently, but what's happening to Swiatek? She's losing very easily to everyone.
Yeah, you know what? I think she needs a break from
Yeah,
tennis. I'm a huge fan of hers, but she has disappointed me so many times now that I'm like, okay, um, something's not right with her. She's losing, just losing. She wins two games and then she just loses.
yeah, and the latest loss is to Daniela Collins on clay 6175, and that's a surprise. Yeah,
Shock. I mean, I
shock,
was like,
yeah, a
what
big
is happening
shocker.
here?
Yeah, big shocker there on that one. And I was thinking, I don't know, she's every tournament she's losing. She's becoming like Djokovic on the men's side, but
Yeah,
yeah, she
yeah.
just
And I
keeps
think he's
losing.
about to take a break, so maybe she needs to do the same.
Maybe she needs to do the same. Yeah, so but in the same tournament it's the Italian Open, some good comebacks for Osaka, who was down, and she won her game. But also there's a young Canadian, Mboko. She
Yeah, from Burlington. Can you believe that?
yeah, yeah,
Right
close
next door
by.
from me.
Yeah,
But
right
yeah,
next door to you, yes. And she played Coco Gauff and she won the first set, but Coco came back 6-2, 6-1. But she has actually brought caught the attention of many people with her play.
you know what? I never heard of her before now, and she came through the qualifiers
Mm-hmm.
like really, really well. I'm like, okay, maybe she's, you know, trying to do her little thing, but no, she's making statements now. I
Yeah,
think
she
she's going to be
is.
one to look out for.
I definitely think so. And the other Canadians are doing well too. Andrescu back from injury,
Yep,
as she's back.
always.
She won a game, and
Yeah,
also Leila Fernandez won. So
yeah,
the
yeah.
Canadians are doing okay.
So
And
far, so far.
so
Let's
far,
see how
yeah,
far they can go in the tournament, but it's good to see them winning some games, I must admit.
yeah, it's good to see them winning. And yeah, some Madison Keys losing today. Um, Couple of good games on the go. So how about Paulini
Paulina, yeah.
against Ans Jabbar. She's playing up. She's up 5-4 against Jabbar. So some pretty good games on the go. So we'll keep you updated on those scores. And on the men's side, any surprises there so far on the men's side? Because I think although only surprise for me was Taylor Fritz losing
Ah,
to Giron. He lost to another American, but seven
yeah,
six seven
yeah.
six. But he's seeded number 4.
Yeah,
And
yeah, no, it was a bit of a surprise for that one.
yeah, and he lost to an unseeded player. But these days in tennis, seems like anyone can win.
Well, if you look at it, right, like Osaka is ranked like 48 in the world, so and she
Hmm.
can beat you on her best day. So yeah,
Yes,
anybody can beat anybody these days. Rankings doesn't matter as much these days.
no, and she's actually better than that. But yeah, she's
Yeah.
ranked down there. And the other person that disappoints me sometimes, because I think he's a good player, but is Tiafoe. He lost to a qualifier.
Yeah.
In,
He's too
and
inconsistent for me,
yeah,
man.
he's doing, yeah, very much so. So, yeah, I think he lost to Afner, and it's unfortunate the way he plays sometimes. I think he's a
Yeah.
good player, but yeah,
When he's
very.
on,
Hmm.
he's a great player, I think. But he's off more than he's on.
He's exactly. Yeah, too much so. Yeah, so those are the tennis scores. Any other sports that you want to touch on before we get into some cricket? And there's a lot happening
Well,
off the field in cricket. Some on the field too, but a lot off the field.
just a couple of statements that I saw in the F1 with
Oh yeah.
Lewis Hamilton because he
Yeah.
asked if he could pass his teammate and no one answered.
Yes, I watched that
And he
race,
was
and
not happy at all.
yeah, and I was watching that race, and the commentators were thinking that when he was allowed eventually to pass him, they thought it was like 3 or 4 laps too late. He could have, if he should have
Exactly.
gone earlier, but they didn't. And then he also had a controversial thing because he asked if he should let through the other guy as well, who was behind his
I,
competitor.
I know. He was pissed
Yeah,
off. He was
yeah, he
pissed
was.
off. I don't know what's going on, but I think it was, I don't know. I was surprised when that happened though, because everybody wants to see him do well. And, you know, no one, when his team is not answering him in the middle of the race, that's not good.
Yeah. It's not good for real because I thought that if he had the pace at that time, and I thought if
Yes.
he had passed at that time, that he would have been able to challenge for maybe a podium. But they just kept, as you said, not responding to him, and then when eventually they did, it was just too late.
Too late.
And
Way too
yeah,
late.
and
You
he
have to
was
wonder
probably
if there's some
pissed off too.
conspiracy.
Yeah, because I mean, like, why is he getting cars that don't work? Why is he not being allowed to do the things he want to do?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to wonder. And when they did let him to eventually, I think his mindset was different, and then Leclerc passed him back. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. He was done. By the time they let him through, I think mentally he was done.
yes, I think so. But Norris winning the sprint, and then his partner winning the actual
Yes.
race, Piastri.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the funny thing is that Norris actually said something which I thought is a little unusual. He says Verstappen is not racing very smart. So, which
oh
is
really?
unusual for you to tell that to your competitor.
Right. I think Verstappen, yeah, he doesn't have the car that he has last year, so he's frustrated because last year, no matter where he was, but this year, I
He
guess
could do
maybe what Piastri is trying to say, or Norris is trying to say, he needs to
more
try
patient.
better. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you just don't depend on a fast car. You have a good enough car. You should just So he said he's
Do
not.
what you're supposed to do. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
right.
hmm
So
So
true.
it is very much so. That's it for Formula One.
Yeah. We can head over to cricket now.
Yeah, we can head over to cricket, and we can start off with the suspension of both leagues. In fact, if you go to Quick Info and you check series, that's all you're seeing. What happened is the news about these teams. The IPL was supposed to finish on the 25th. They still had 10 matches to go,
Yeah.
and they eventually had to call it off because of the war between Pakistan and India. And we know it all started by the tourists getting killed in India, in Kashmir region. And then it's just
Yeah. Yeah.
escalated to where they're firing at each other, and it's affecting sports. And it's a big time because IPL is a big money winner for Indian cricket
It is. It
and
is.
for a lot of the players around the world. But are they going to be comfortable going back even after things have
Not for a
de-escalated?
while. Not
Yeah.
for a while, I believe. I wouldn't want to go back anytime soon.
No, I wouldn't want to go back. And who knows if IPL 2025 will finish this year, finish off somewhere else in another country, and what will happen.
That's
But
that's a big call for someone to make. I mean, I don't know if they would do that, but I know that a lot of world cricket revolves around the IPL. So when
mhm.
it stops, I mean, it affects world cricket.
Yeah, they said most of the overseas players are leaving. There's Ricky Punt and all of these guys are heading back home. The coaches, the players are heading back home. But they're saying that they still hope to restart sometime this month.
Well,
And
we'll see about that one. I I think it's getting worse, not getting better.
yeah, it's getting worse. I was watching the news last night, and I think there are two neighbors who just won't give up, and both are nuclear powers, and you hope you don't get to that. They have
And
nuclear weapons, and you don't. You just want to know because they're using drones a lot now. It seems like, but it's
yep, yep,
affecting when it affects sports and sportsmen. That's going a bit too far. And
yeah.
the IPL, I don't know if it will get finished.
I doubt it.
It's
That's my personal opinion. I don't think they're going to stop the war for cricket to play, and I don't think the war is going to stop anytime soon. So I think they're
and
going to have
yeah,
to do something. Either they cancel it or they put it somewhere else, which is highly unlikely.
it's very highly unlikely. I mean, right now the Gujarat Titans are tables at the top of the tables. RCB second, Punjab and Mumbai third and fourth. Delhi and Chennai way down at the bottom as they know that they're rebuilding. But another question, Raja, if this is happening now, India is slated to host the World Cup in less than a year in February next year. Do you change that venue, or do you just
I
keep
think
monitoring?
I think they should be starting that conversation. To tell the truth, I think if the war goes on for another month or so, they probably will have to change.
I'll have to,
I
and
don't unless there's a ceasefire quickly. I think they're gonna have to change.
even if there's a ceasefire, there's it's gonna have to be such strict security in India
I know, I
because I
know.
mean you're gonna have to always have that chance of some person or group
Just
deciding
doing
to
something. Yeah,
attack the World Cup to make a statement. So I think
agreed.
something that, as you said, that conversation has to be started pretty soon.
Yep, yep. It's unfortunate, but I think it's likely that they're gonna have to move it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's likely that's it's going to be in India, Sri Lanka, and Namibia. So maybe most of the games will move to Sri Lanka and Namibia. But
Yeah, yeah.
we will see. And that's something that's definitely we will keep an eye on. And the other fixture that's affected also is the PSL, which had just 8 games to go, and it's
Yeah.
postponed indefinitely.
Well, I don't think that one is coming back at all because they've
I
always
don't
had
think.
problems going to Pakistan, and with this
Yeah,
happening now, I think Pakistan is in trouble in terms of hosting anything in the near future.
yeah. There was an initial plan to go to UAE. Players who have UAE visas were planning to travel out on yesterday, but then
Yeah,
that plan was quickly scrapped, and players started going back home. And then they put out a statement saying, in the interest of the players' mental health and stuff, they will postpone until indefinitely. So all the cricket has been affected in that region. And as you said, no one wanted to go to Pakistan before. Now this happens. It's going to
can
be
you
even
imagine?
crazier. Yeah, I'm sure that, they want to get out as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And it's sad because Jason Holder was doing so well down there, right?
And then, as I was saying, the West Indies, yeah, he was doing very well. He was having probably his best season for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And but yeah, it's very sad for sure. But it's something that has to I mean, it has to be done because it's not good for anyone to stay in those conditions and play.
Exactly, exactly.
And as I said, West Indies put out a statement, but they need to do more. Don't just say you're
Yeah, I
monitoring
think
anything at this
I,
stage.
I,
No,
I don't know. I mean, not saying they're doing the wrong thing, but in these times and ages, you gotta act. You can't be there talking about monitor situation and all of that. The war is breaking out
they
over
can.
there.
Yeah, and a lot of international flights have stopped going to Pakistan. So you have to find a way how you're going to get these
Exactly.
players to safety. Somehow you have to find a way to get them to Dubai or somewhere, and then from there get them home. So
Yeah, yeah,
so I think that's what's need to be done. If another country who has more money is sending a private plane in for their players, then ask to piggyback and jump on those planes.
exactly. Maybe that's what I don't know if that's their plan, but that's not a good. They shouldn't be planning like that.
That
They should
should
be
definitely.
figuring out how to get their people out.
Definitely, they need to be doing that. So I hope that's the case, and I wish the safety of everyone, and honestly hope that this the disagreement or whatever it is ends pretty
I know.
soon. Yeah, for the sake of
Um,
the people and for the sake of sports.
yes,
Well,
yes, yes. Because people are dying.
definitely. Well, some good things about move away from that and talk some good things. But the CFC West Indies has announced the squad to tour Ireland and England. I don't know if you've had a chance to go through the squad
I looked at
and
it a bit. I don't
yeah.
know. But we just talked about Jason Holder. Was he supposed to be on this squad or?
Well, that's the thing. Jason Holder is not there, which is a surprise for me because he's having, as you
As
said,
you
some of the
said, he's
best.
having his best season in years, and they didn't pick him.
They didn't pick him, and he said he's available. So I was surprised to see that he's not there. Happy to see Brandon King, um, youngster Joel Andrew and stuff, those players there. But when you look at the bowling, Shamar Joseph, decent player, but I'm not sure he's a one-day player. And that's, no Jace. We've got Justin Graves, decent, good player too. Then Matthew Ford is there over Jason Holder and Jaden Seals. So bit of a surprise. But then Sammy, and also when you look at the coaching staff, that's a shocker to me. And I look at okay, well, we know Darren Sam is, but Floyd Reefer, Ravi Rampal is now the bowling coach.
I saw that. I wasn't sure where that came from, but
Yeah,
is,
that was a
is
surprise.
there a good reason for that, or am I missing something?
I don't know. I forgot they had the New Zealander who was the bowling coach, but now that changed. I wasn't sure. That caught me off guard, to be honest.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Floyd Reefer is the batting coach. Well, yeah, he's been there for a while. The results are not there, so
yeah.
it's yeah. So let's just hope for the success for the team and that they don't lose to even to to Ireland.
I know,
So
I know. But I mean, I won't say it's a bad team in terms of the
no,
batting. The bowling, I'm not sure what's going on with the bowling. Batting wise, they may have enough to take them through. I see a couple of names like Evan Lewis. I know he's a great player, but I don't see him
hmm
playing anywhere, so I don't know what type of form he's in. Um, but I believe that they're short on bowling. They have some all rounders
I
there, Mario Shepard and Rutherford and all of that, but I think they're short on bowling.
I agree with you, and I believe as you said, Romario Shepard, Jason Holder to me is a much better pick, but
Yep. Yep.
they've decided
Yep.
to go with Shepard. But definitely they're short on bowling because Shepard, I don't think he's there much for his bowling. He's probably going to bowl a few overs, but you're going to get,
Yeah.
he's probably there because he can hit the ball and he's a good hitter down in the middle order, but lower middle order.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's the greatest. It's a bowling, as you said, it's not very strong.
No. I think
And
maybe the attitude is like we have the batsmen, so whatever score you put up, we can beat it. But that never wins ever. So you need to be able to contain the batsman. And I think when you get to the death, who's going to be the death bowler for this team?
yes, that's the thing. I don't see someone who can do that job yet, but we'll wait and see.
Oh boy,
Yeah, a couple
we'll
other
stay
quick.
optimistic.
Yeah,
We'll
we
be
have to stay
optimistic.
optimistic. A couple other quick things. West Indies. There. I mean, in this day and age, when there's social media and young people to get them into any cricket, you have to have a theme. So West Indies have launched their Fuller Energy as the
Really?
national. Yeah, Fuller Energy as the national as a new anthem for the upcoming women's and men's home series against South Africa, Australia, and Pakistan. So yeah, they've got a new team. Michael Tasia. He's done
Mm.
he's a soca artist from Trinidad, so he's done the anthem. And they said it speaks to the passion and resilience of our players and fans. So let's see if we will get the youngsters coming out because it's got to be soca and cricket because they won't come out to play. And you got to play
I
with the energy
know.
too.
I know.
And
They need something. So trying something I agree with.
mhm.
Let's hope it goes well. I mean, full of energy is always good. So let's see if it brings energy to the cricket ground.
Let's hope so too. And West Indies continue their talent identification. They had a workshop in Trinidad and Tobago, but sometimes there's so much workshops that you don't know. But I don't know if you've been watching the T20, the Breakout League, and
A bit. Yeah.
it's not.
It's not as exciting as I thought it, or
No,
as
it's
good as I thought it would have been.
no. I was so disappointed last night when I checked some scores last night and getting until I think Windward Islands are bowled out for 57 or something like that.
Yeah,
So those
yeah.
kind of things just make you wonder
What's going
the
on?
youngsters. Yeah, and I watched some of the. I was talking to one of my friends about the league and the way that the players have been playing and the way they get out, and it's really not good. So
It's as I called it last week. It's like a curry goat league right now. I don't know what's going on there, but
it,
I mean it's a good idea, but I don't know if it's working.
yeah, it's not working in my opinion. But I think tonight is the finals, if I'm not mistaken, at 7 o'clock
Yeah.
between the Trinidad and Tobago Legions and Leeward Islands Thunder.
Well, I know
So
you're a
West
Leeward Island man, so you're gonna say Leewards, right?
I would say Leeward, but to be honest with you, I'm watching the game. I think Trinidad has a
Trin-
better team.
Trinidad has the best team, so without a
Yeah,
doubt in my mind. But
yeah,
you never
without a
know.
doubt.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Sometimes you
Leeward
gotta go with
Islands
the
have
heart.
played. They've had some decent cricket. I noticed they've brought in. I haven't seen him play much, but it looks like they brought in Casey Carty
Oh,
for this
okay.
final. Michael Lewis, there, and a couple of good players, but I'm not sure if Leeward Islands have the fire. But the bowling has been pretty good, but the
Yeah,
batting is a lot to desire. But Trinidad has been playing very good, I think, and they
consistent.
have consistent and they have good batting depth. Although
Yeah,
Leeward Islands beat them in one of the games in the preliminary, but I still
yeah.
think Trinidad is a better team.
They have the better team, but not always the better team win on the day, right?
That's true. But tonight, I'm sure, and I'm sure the fans who have been seen coming out on the weekends, I think they'll come out and support Trinidad tonight
Yeah,
for sure.
I think so too. It's a final,
Uh,
and it's Trinidad, so yeah.
the other thing that's happening is the women's T20 Blast,
Yeah,
and that's going on in St. Vincent. I think there's a couple of matches on today or yesterday they played it. They're not blast. I keep saying the blast, but it's blaze. I don't know.
Blaze. Yes, it's
Maybe
Blaze.
blast sounds a bit better to me. But
Maybe,
the
maybe.
finals is tomorrow, Roger. And guess who's in the finals?
Jamaica got there.
Yes, Jamaica
I,
and Guyana.
I
Those not the
know.
those are not the teams you expect to be in the final, but they are.
Not Guyana. I was hoping for
No, not
Jamaica, but
Guyana.
not Guyana.
But Jamaica's done well because they don't have some of the top players playing. And so they've done a pretty good job. And Guyana, I didn't expect to get to the finals, but they're there. So
So, yeah,
tomorrow,
yeah.
tomorrow in that final at 6 o'clock, tomorrow is the final at Annisville. Between I should try and check that out for sure and see.
Yeah, I see
Watched a few
Chanel Henry
games.
going on. Chanel Henry going on with some stuff for Jamaica, so I think she's making a huge. I mean,
Yeah,
that century last game was something
century
else.
last
So
game, yeah.
yeah,
And you know
so
what? She's looking good. And I think that stint that she had in is it the IPL? Yeah, no, WPL. She had a stint there,
yes,
and I think that helped her quite a lot. And it
a lot
shows
more
when
confidence
players
in her
get.
strokes. A lot more confidence. You
Yes,
can see it. Yeah,
you can see the when players get that experience, what happens. It makes a big difference. And she's
yes,
proven that that's so, and she's looking good. And
she is.
that Jamaica has a good team. There's no Stephanie Taylor, but they still have a good team.
Yeah, decent team. I mean,
Barbados,
I mean,
go
I,
ahead.
th- I thought Barbados would have been more competitive.
I thought so too, but Haley Matthews didn't. She took a rest. She didn't play. And interestingly, she scored 62 in a men's league
I
in a
saw that. I
local
was about to ask
in
you
a three
about that.
league.
It's like,
Yeah,
does that happen often? Because she went play with the boys and played well against the boys.
she played well. Yeah, but she said she grew up playing with Jaffa Archer and those guys. So
Oh,
yeah, so she went to the same school with most of those players, and she said she grew up playing with them. She had to play against them, and So she probably felt she needed to go and play a 3-day match to get back some of her mojo or whatever, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I guess
But
she
she
found it.
looked,
She got 60.
yeah, 60. To get 60 in a men's league is really great.
It is. It is. I
Yeah,
was quite surprised actually to see her score there. I was like, okay, she's telling me that she's ready to do something special in the
she
women's
is,
game.
definitely. And just for me to close out on the West Indies cricket, West Indies have paid tribute to is Willie Hammond. I'm trying to make sure I have the right first name, but I know it's Hammond is his second name, who passed away at the age of 90.
Mm, condolences to
Yeah,
his family.
yeah, he's played for Western. Yeah, he's Hammond Allen, sorry, a former
Okay.
Trinidadian. Yeah, he passed away at 90, so they paid tribute to him. So he played for yes. I don't think he played for West. He toured West New Zealand with West Indies in 55, 56, but he didn't score in the test.
Mm,
But yeah, but top scored in that series in one of the matches, but he didn't score in his first test. Many players have failed in the first test because could you imagine the nerves and stuff playing your first test match?
I know. I know.
So we just want to send our condolences to his family and
For sure.
close friends and cricket fraternity.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes. For sure.
a couple of quick notes here.
Yeah.
Virat Kohli. Well, we know that um, the Rohit Sharma has retired from Test
He
cricket.
retired. Yep.
And I don't know if it's coincidence, but apparently him and Dhoni announced their retirements at the same time, 7:29 at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if he knew
Wow.
that and he did it, but then and then Kohli has now told BCCI he wants to retire from Test.
Really?
Yeah,
I know
so
he's
he's
been around playing for a while, and it shows on his body. So, I mean, yeah, giving up one is probably good. But I'm still a little
yeah.
surprised. He seemed as if he wanted to hang on for a bit more.
Now he says there's 5 Test series coming up against England, which he probably will be part of it, but probably he wants to make that his last.
Yeah. Wow.
So he's retired from T20Is, but now he wants to retire from Test. So just want to play ODIs, and
For now, until he's
for
fully
now,
retired. But I think he's a change in the guard over there in India.
yeah. And I think Shubman Gill is in line, the front runner to take over as a Test captain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it tells on your body after a while. You want to get a
It does.
break. It's a
Sure.
lot of cricket that these guys play, not just
Oh, absolutely.
international, but it goes on all those T20Is, the IPL.
Yeah.
So it's a
Yeah.
lot of cricket, and Kohli's now 36, so you got to get up and train. You lose that
True.
interest in getting up and training.
So
So
true.
yeah,
So true.
I will end it there for cricket, and
One
if
quick
there's
thing on the
nothing
cricket,
else.
because I
Hmm.
know we have spoken about the West Indies team captain for Test
Right.
cricket, and according to reports, they have
Hmm.
6 names. England, I was surprised that they had so many. And
Yeah.
apparently, they have been interviewing them. The one that you said is the favorite, John Campbell,
Yeah.
Roston Chase, Joshua De Silva, Jamal Warrican, Imlak, Tevin Imlak,
Hmm.
and Justin Greaves. I'm not so sure about the last 3, but the first 3, I think, I don't know. I think you're right about Campbell being the best of that 3, but
I think
I
he's
don't
the
know if
best of the
everybody can
six.
agree with that.
He's the best
What's
of the
that? The,
six
the
that
six.
I've
Okay,
seen.
I'm not even counting the last 3, but
Yeah.
Roston Chase is an interesting one. Do you think he has a chance of?
But Roston Chase, I just wondered if he's interested in playing Test cricket. I think he's never shown much interest recently. He started playing on Test cricket well, but then he seemed to focus on ODI and T20Is. So I
Yeah.
think if he's different, that's definitely got a good head. But I think it's just down between him and Campbell. I
Da
don't see
Silva.
anybody else because
So I
if you
think Da
give
Silva, I don't know if they want to give it to Da Silva because, as you know, Imlak is there. But interesting. I think Campbell has a really good shot, as you said. And let's see if they give it to him.
If you give it to the Silver or Imlach, you're telling one of them that you have no chance of playing for West Indies as keeper.
Exactly.
Right. So I think, yeah, I've seen some of my friends saying that, Campbell has not played Test cricket for a while, but that's not his fault. He was banned, but he was playing well then. And I think he's got a good head. And I believe if you look around at leaders in the Caribbean, he did a good job for Jamaica.
He did.
And
He did.
if you look at the leaders in the Caribbean, and Sammy says he wants somebody who leads in regional cricket. So I think he should be the
He'd
front
be the
runner.
best of that lot there for sure.
He is, and just give him a chance, give him a run, and say, hey, this you give if you can give Craig Brathwaite the captain, why not?
I know.
Maybe I shouldn't say that, but
Not out loud, Ingle. Not out loud.
not out loud. And you didn't hear me say that.
No, I didn't hear a thing.
But yeah, but Campbell to me is the best of the lot for real.
And from the list that I saw and taking a look at it, I strongly agree with you on that one. Oh boy.
So we'll see well, it's good. The decision has to be made soon because it's a test series coming up. I think
Next
in
month.
July. In July,
Yeah,
next month.
yeah.
Yeah. End of June or July. Yes, correct.
Yeah, end of June going into July. So interesting times for sure.
Yeah.
All right. We switch over now to some track and field.
Yes, I'm interested in track and field this morning. I was watching the relays.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Jamaica.
No,
I don't know.
I'm wondering.
Even the commentators are asking questions like,
Yeah.
What's this?
What happened? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was so shocked, to be honest.
When I saw they put Shelly Sharika and the Clayton twins and they were comprehensively beaten by Spain.
By Spain.
I was like, what just happened here?
Yeah.
And then the men dropped the baton.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Johan Blake.
Then in the 4x4s, I don't even want to talk about them because I don't know. God help me. I don't even want to talk about them. They're just not doing well.
No, they're not. And they got a lot of work to do. Do you think they're going to make a change in the next round? Semi is coming up, right? Or the finals?
There's a final. So
just
for the
final.
women.
So for the women, they could probably make change at third one of Clayton's sisters.
I don't. So who would they change for? I mean, from based on the team that's there, I think that's the best four.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure who else is there, but I think based on the names that I saw there, that is the best four that they have. I know Sharika didn't really run to her fullest down the straight. I think she ran to qualify and the top two goes through, but they were behind. They were behind. They were quite behind. Like, okay. I don't know, and it's 42-5 or something, which is
it was really way behind Spain. Spain actually surprises me.
Surprised everybody. I didn't even know where they came from, to tell the truth. So, which was good for Spain. Spain had a good meet so far, but Canada did well. I think they were behind also in the men 4x1, and Brendan Rodney ran a good third leg to put them back. I think DeGrasse got the baton like fourth, but brought it down to second, so they're through. Yeah. And the women did the same. They were down, and Leclerc got the baton fourth, and she came second as well. She barely pipped the girl on the outside. So, good to see the Canadian teams going through. So I think Canada has 3 teams in the finals: the 4x1 men and women, and the 4x4 for women, while Jamaica only has 1 team in the finals, which is the women's 4x1.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that one goes. But world relays, I don't know. It's a little mixed because you look at the teams and a lot of stars are not there. A lot of stars are not there. And even Botswana at the last minute, their 3 top stars pulled out. The Tobago and Beckenship and Endore. Top guys, they put out at the last minute, apparently for some pay disputes, so they didn't show up. Gabby Thomas, Sidney McLaughlin, all of the big Noah, none of the big names, Shakari Richardson, none of them are really there from America either. Kenny Bednarik is there, and I think he's the only one. I think they have every 9 that they could probably bring in the finals, But England didn't have Zardel Hughes.
No,
It's
they
a
didn't have it.
it's a lot of B teams out there, so anything is possible tomorrow.
But England looked pretty good though, all without Hughes.
They did. They did.
Yeah.
You know, they ran well. You know, it's good to see. You know, especially the guy in the second leg, Mitchell Blake, because he used to he went to high school in Jamaica, so I've met him a
Oh,
couple
okay.
times. And a really good guy, and good to see him still out there doing his thing. So hopefully he
Must
can
have
get a medal
family.
here.
Must have
What's
family
that?
in Jamaica. With the name
Oh
Blake,
yeah,
he must have family there.
family. I know, I know.
Yeah.
He does, he does, he does. But he runs for England. So interesting world relays. They tried for the first time. I'm not sure if you watched it. The mixed 4x1.
No, I didn't watch that. No.
So it's a trial thing. So there's no. I think they want to introduce it next year. So this is just a pilot race. I think Canada's gone through with the fastest time for that, and Jamaica the second fastest time. A lot of no names again on these teams, but we'll see if it comes out to anything. They did women to men, so the women ran the first two legs, and then the men the last two. And in general, the batting change between the man and the woman has been decent, I must say. So let's see if it takes off. I sort of don't think so, but you never know. You never know. It may become a thing, just like how the 4x4 became a thing. So, but the mixed 4x1 is a thing now, and let's see how it goes tomorrow in that final.
Yeah, this will be interesting finals. Yeah.
So we have the Grand Slam happening over there, and it's sort of been fairly predictable, but I think Miami was good, and going into
Hmm.
Philadelphia, I see a big change, which is sort of surprising to me because I know this young lady doesn't like to lose. But Cindy McLaughlin has decided to do the short sprint hurdles. So she has been
Oh,
winning the
really?
400 hurdles and the flat 400. She's decided to run the 100 meters and 100-meter hurdles. And I don't think she knows what she's getting into, Ingle. I don't know what your
Wow.
thoughts are on this, but
Oh,
I
really?
think she's going to get whooped.
I think so too. I
I'm
think
not
she is.
seeing why she made this change. I mean, I know there were talks she was going to go the long sprints where she was going to do the 400 and the 200s against
That's what I thought.
Paulino
Yeah.
and Nasta. But for this one, it's just a shock to me. And she's going to go up against Daniel Williams, who won in Kingston, and Akira
Mhm.
Nugent, who won in Miami. So she's going up against the two champions so far. And I think she's probably biting off a little more than she can chew.
I think so too. I don't believe that is something that she can. I don't think she's gonna come out on top in this one at all.
No,
Uh,
I think the hurdles, I mean, the Miami race, it was 12-1-7, 12-1-9,
I don't
twelve
think
two.
she has that
She's never
pace
run past 12-5, I think. So she's in a different time zone.
unless she's using it for some other reason to get
But
her
it's a
speed.
$100,000 she's giving up because she's locked in
Yeah,
to win
she's
100.
given. Yeah, she would have
So
won
I
it
don't know
three
why she would
times
give up
easily.
free money.
Maybe she's getting some money behind the scenes to do that.
I'm wondering. I'm wondering to bring some excitement or something. But I was a tad surprised by that decision. But I think that's my personal opinion so far. Grand Slam, it's happening, but I don't think it's taken off.
No, I
Um,
watched Miami last week. I watched some of it, I must say. I can't say I watched all of the races, and it's
yeah,
not really. I mean, it was a decent crowd because it's a small stadium,
5,000 max. So
right?
yeah,
So it
if you
looked pretty
can't fill that
good.
up, you're in trouble.
Yeah, it looked full, but that's why Jamaica looked like they didn't have anybody because it's such a larger stadium.
It is 30,000, and Jamaica had more than 5,000 every day. I can guarantee you
For
that.
sure. Yeah.
So, but I don't know. They're trying little gimmicks here or there, and they're trying to say the performance on the track is good, and the competition incentive for you to lose a race and come back and win a race and get this money is challenging
Hmm.
them and all of that. So, I am. It's still two more to go. Let's see if it changes, but for now, I think it's almost becoming predictable.
It is. It is. We need some of the bigger, probably need some of the bigger names to get in there and get
You
involved.
do, 100% you do. And without them, I think it's going to have a big problem.
Yes, it's gonna have a big problem, and I think and that's the end of May, right? In that race.
Yeah,
But
in the Penn Stadium. So
yeah, if they don't get some big names, it's going to be tough.
they haven't. They
I mean,
haven't.
they've got two or three maybe. On the women's side, they have got a few, but on the men's, you need the top competitors there because it just
Yeah, and I
becomes
think they've started. They still don't know Elias showing up or Grant Holloway or
no.
Shakari Richardson. What's
What's
the young
happening with
Colburn?
Shakari? She's not run for the season.
Oh, she's done?
I haven't seen Shakari running for the season. Has she started yet?
No, she hasn't. But
I've
a lot
seen
of
her.
people haven't really.
I've seen her at meets watching.
Yeah, a lot of people haven't started it. We haven't seen Elaine Thompson either.
That's true. I haven't seen Elaine. Yeah, and from what Shelly-Ann is going to be starting next weekend.
Well, she ran today, but
What I mean, Diamond League. She's a
individually,
Diamond League. It's
individually,
individual.
next
Yeah,
week. Yeah.
yeah.
Some we haven't
So
seen at all. Like Shakari, we haven't seen at all.
no, sure. I just see her on Facebook.
That's where she lives, my brother. That's where she lives.
Yeah.
Oh boy. In some other news, there's a 17-year-old young man by the name of Tate Taylor, ran a 9.92 world leading time, the U.S. national record for high schoolers. He came back and won 20.14 in 200 meters. So I'm sure Ingle in the next day or two, you're going to hear that he's the next Bolt. But
Yeah.
but
Of course.
some good times, some good times, I must say. 9.92 is no joke at
No,
17.
that's really quick. Yeah.
So looking forward to see what he has in the future. They also talk a little bit about Fred Curley, why he got arrested for the second time in 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
He said it was a misunderstanding and he's going to prove it. So I don't know what type of misunderstanding you can have by punching somebody in their face, but
The face, yeah.
I will wait and see exactly what went down there.
Yeah,
In
you
some other
just have to wait.
news, one of Jamaica's favorite athletes, prone to injury though, Brianna Liston, she has decided to go pro. Big move
Right.
because she was still at LSU in her third year. And she's turning pro. We're not sure who her coach is going to be, but when you talk about hype and belief and trust, everybody believes that she's going to be the next great thing coming out of Jamaica. So it's interesting to see what happens next with her. But she has made a big call to go pro England. I love this young lady to death, so I'm hoping to see what she's going to
Mm-hmm.
do, and it's going to go good. But I don't know. There's always a lot of controversy about her decision making and all of that. But she's a talent. She has run 10.91 and she has gone 22 low. So she has all the talent there. And hopefully she stays injury free and makes a difference this year. But definitely want to look out for in 2025. And finally, in track and field,
Yeah. It's mhm.
yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Finally, in track and field, there's a race that I think I would love to see myself live, but it's going to take place at the Bislett Games in Oslo on June 12th. But
Mm.
it's going to be three of the greatest 400-meter hurdlers, Carson Warholm, Ryan Benjamin, and Alison Dos Santos. And they're going to
Oh, okay,
go
wow.
over 300 meters. And Ingle, I tell you,
Oh,
that
300.
it's going to be worth going miles to see. They're going to go over 300 and then they're going to go 400 a couple of weeks later. So it's good to see the top athletes in the world lining up against each other. And in terms of times, that 400-meter hurdles race was probably the greatest race ever in terms of times. 45.9 is no joke over 400 hurdles. So good to see them not backing down and facing each other.
Yeah, it's good to see, and it's like I put my for 300. I probably sort of put my money on Warholm because he comes out so quick.
He comes out really hard. They're gonna have to catch him. Yeah, I will say they're
Yeah.
gonna have to catch him. But that's what's gonna make it so exciting because the two behind him can sprint him down.
Mm.
Right? I think they can. Benjamin is if you ask me, this guy can run 43. Dos Santos just run 44.5. So they're not jokers in terms of strength and speed. So it's going to be interesting to see how that would go. But yeah, you're right. Warholm is going to come out like a bat out of hell, and let's see if they can catch him. But that's what is going to make it so exciting.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, anything else on track, or we can switch over to some football, soccer?
Yeah, we can. Just one thing I noticed as you were talking about Fred Curley, I just saw something that he ran a 9.87, but I think it was not legal. Maybe a win is 2.9
Yeah, it was related.
when
Yeah,
when
yeah.
it did. Yeah, but I guess he's trying to make a statement that he's still here.
He's still there. He ran 44.8, and now he's coming around 9.8. So he's still there or thereabouts, no matter what's going on off the track. But we have to watch him from a distance because too much crazy things is
Too
happening with
much
him.
things happening with him. Yeah. Let's just
I
see.
tell you.
Yeah, that's it for our track. We can talk some soccer.
The Champions League is going on in England. I'm not sure if you watched that game between Inter Milan and Barcelona, but that was a lot of goals, man.
I was driving at the time and I was listening to the updates, and yeah, it was.
It was a fantastic game, though. You don't see 7 goals in a game very often
No,
after 3-3 the first game. So lots of goals there. Really, really good to see. But it's going to be PSG versus Inter Milan for the Champions League. Not the two teams most expected to be in the finals, but the two that is there. Not sure who you like in early, Ingle. You have a pick so early?
but I don't have a pick yet. No, but I haven't been watching a lot of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
I'm liking
I can't say.
PSG. I'm
You
liking
think that
PSG. I think
Paris?
you
Okay,
know, they had Neymar, they had Messi, and they got nowhere. Now they have everybody that's left, and they're in the finals, and
and they're playing
they're
well. Yeah.
playing tough. They got to the Arsenal really well, and Inter Milan is going to be really, really tough to beat, and they're playing really well. So it's going to be a fantastic final, worth going miles to see.
Hmm.
We also have the Europa Cup final, and it's one of those weird ones where it's two English teams. It's going to be Manchester United versus Tottenham.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, two English teams. I was surprised, but yeah.
I know. A lot of people are saying, does it make any sense for the European Cup champion to be an automatic berth into the Champions League? Because if you look at it now, you're going to have a team that is 14th in the English Premier League and another one that's 15th in the
And
English Premier League. And one of them is going to get into the Champions League.
to the
so,
Champions League. Yeah.
so a lot of people don't think
So
that's fair, but I think it's just the rules, right?
yeah, it's just a rule. So it's nothing we can do about that. So, but
For sure.
Man is good enough, even if they're both teams are good enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On their
So
day, they're good enough. And
and
of course,
yeah, both. Yeah.
I'm going to take Manu off for sure. I'm not sure if you're going to go against them this time, but who do you like?
No, I am going to go with Manu for sure.
For sure. That's nice. That's nice. And finally, before we get out of here, FIFA. They have confirmed that the Women's World Cup will increase to 48 teams to match the men's
Yeah.
48 teams in
Mhm.
2031. So, and I think it's going to be in the USA. So, you like that move, Ingle, or is it too early for them to do that?
I think it's too early, but they're saying whatever they do for the women, they've got to do, or whatever they do for the men, you got to be equal opportunity for the women. But I think it's too early
Yeah, I
because you're
don't
gonna find a lot of teams and games are not gonna be competitive.
competitive. Exactly. I don't think you have
Yeah.
48 good enough teams to be there.
No,
And
I don't think so
they're
either.
probably going to be embarrassing for some of these games.
Yeah, it's just gonna be people padding their averages and getting a lot of
Exactly.
goals.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
yes, I don't
An
think
opportunity to grow the sport, don't get me wrong, but
it's
at the
an
same time,
opportunity for sure. It's like
time is off.
it is off. If I can equate that to like cricket, where you have the T20 Is, every country has T20 Is, and Argentina has the highest score in a T20I for women, 400 plus.
Who are they
You know,
playing?
they were playing Peru, so
There
and
you go.
out of that, I think close to 100, if not 100, was extras.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
so that's how it is.
All
But
right.
I guess we're out of time. Thanks again for listening. Thanks for tuning in to the England Roger Sports Hour on Lovely Afrobeats Music, Great Talk Radio, and have a good weekend and be safe.
Have a great weekend, everyone.